In this course, we explore the topic of agent authentication. For workload to execute locally on the various systems in the environments, Automic Automation requires agent software on those systems that connect to AE. There's an infrastructure in place to make sure that these connections are secure and that the data is encrypted with a system of keys. This video explains the basic concepts of this infrastructure. We focus on three methods that set the mode of distribution of the authentication key, which is the main elements. Selecting a method depends on desired convenience, speed, and level of security. Multiple encryption keys are required for agents to authenticate. We'll describe those. So let's start with some basic terminology. First, we have three authentication methods. The most important key in the system is the authentication key. The authentication method determines how this key is distributed to agents. The choice is a compromise between convenience, speed, and relative security levels. The three methods are no, local, and local remotes. Three encryption keys are used in the solution: authentication, transfer, and session. They contain the tools necessary to scramble and unscramble encrypted data. The key store file contains all of the keys required by the agent to authenticate with AE. Finally, we have the authentication package, although it does not apply to the no methods. The package contains the authentication key made available to the agent, so it's able to establish the initial connection. Irrespective of the methods, there's always three keys in the system, although the only one that requires any sort of admin input is the authentication key. This key applies to the entire system. It's created when the authentication method is set. The point of selecting a method is to determine how the authentication key will be made available to the agents. The second key type is the transfer key, which exists both on AE and the agents, and generates the session key at connection time. It's only valid for one connection. The third and final key is the session key, which is responsible for encrypting data between AE and the agents. This key is also only valid for a single connection. To set the method, we shut down the system and agents and execute the dbload utility in batch mode. We have three options: -B for batch mode, -T for the method, either local or local remote, and -K for the name we're giving to our key. This tool isn't used for the no method since the key is already enabled by default and has the system name as set in ucsrv.ini. We've provided three examples. The top two are for the methods. The third can be used if you intend to download the package manually instead of using AWI. When we set the method, a number of things happen. First, it generates the authentication key, which needs to be downloaded and passed on to the agents. The key can be either generic in the case of the local method or agent-specific in the case of the local remote method, which is more stringent as a result. It also updates the advanced security settings in UC_AS_settings. Let's look at the methods. The first is the no method, which conveniently automates the distribution of an authentication key named after the system. When the system is installed, the key is generated automatically and is available to the agent at connection. The key store is created, the authentication key is added, the transfer key is generated and shared between the two components. The transfer key creates the session key, and the data moving between AE and the agent is encrypted. There is no package and no distribution. The entire process is automated. It's more convenient than the other methods, but far less secure. This method is called local because it is driven primarily by server functions. We name the key manually, so it's not known. When we restart the system, the key can be downloaded and it's not tied to the agents. We place the package in the agent's bin directory. We add the name and path of the package to the agent's INI file, as well as the intended location of the key store, which defaults to the bin directory and agent name. Defaulting to the bin directory is obviously something we want to change because it's not secure. The directory should be locked down and accessible only by the agents. When the agent starts, the key is added to the key store and the transfer key is generated. Then the session key. The package is deleted. Back in AWI, you still have to authenticate the agent manually. The local remote method is similar, except this time the package is agent specific. When you download it, it applies to that agent specifically. You need to create the agent object first if it doesn't exist in AWI.